right, so welcome to the class for today. Good to have everyone here. Good to have everyone here. Today's class, we are going to talk about uncertainty and probability, kind of uncertainty and probability, and in the forex market, what does it mean when we talk about uncertainty? When we talk about probability, I think almost about the same thing. In this case, what do we what do we mean? What do we mean by that? Every one of you would agree with me that um, in this life there is nothing that is certain. There's practically almost uncertainty in everything we do. Almost uncertainty in everything we do. So the same thing applies to trading. The same thing applies to trading. How do we cope with uncertainty? How do we cope with uncertainty in this space? Okay. Sorry, I'm not audible enough. I'm not audible enough. Okay. I would increase my voice. I would increase my voice. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out something. My material, I'm looking into my material just to be sure that I have the right material. I'm speaking from my material, not from my head. Okay, so mm, let me know if you can hear me now. Let me get to admit. I think there are some people in queue. Welcome, Mr. Bright Agbola. Welcome. It's good to have you here. It's good to have you here. Welcome. It's good to have everyone here. So, uncertainty. We are talking about uncertainty. This is forex market. Sorry about the background noise. There's a dog who just chose to start barking now. I don't know why it's now. He chose to start barking. I hope that he will stop barking any moment from now. So, talking about uncertainty, you understand that in life, there is practically almost everything we do is filled with uncertainty. And I know that you also know that the forex market, or trading the forex market, is not different from that. It's not different from that. So, but there are ways to go about it. There are ways to go about it to limit or not to get. I'm looking for the right word. Not to get paralyzed. Yeah, not to get paralyzed. So as we are paralyzed to the point that we cannot we cannot take a trade. We cannot make decisions. You understand? Because we are afraid that, oh, if I take this trade I may lose, or if I take this trade I may lose, because of the uncertainty that comes with every trade. Because of the uncertainty that comes with every trade. with, with every trade there comes an uncertainty, because yes, your data point is showing you one thing. The chart is telling you that yes, it's a good position, it's a good point to buy, but it comes with a risk. It comes with the realization that you might be wrong, and that fear creeps in, and you are like, what if I eventually becomes wrong? Oh, it's better for me not to take the trade, because of the fear of uncertainty. You see? So, how can we get to manage this uncertainty? Or how can we get to reduce this uncertainty when it creeps into our thoughts? One way is acceptance. One way is acceptance. You understand? One way is acceptance. There is a guy, his name is Ray Dalio. He's the founder of one very big hedge fund, one of the top ranking hedge fund. He's the founder of Bridgewater. Bridgewater is an hedge fund. These are big guys that controls the market. They are the big players of the market. He happens to be one of the founder. He said something that no matter how hard you work, you can still be wrong. And this guy has been in this space for 35 years. He has an experience of about 35 years. working with some of the best people, some of the best, teams, some of the, you know, experience. And what does he have to say? He said he still attests to the fact that there is no perfect pills or holy grail to trading and investing. There is no perfect pill. There is it comes with uncertainty. It comes with uncertainty. So one of the thing we need to keep in mind as we go into this journey is the forex market is filled with uncertainty, but still that does not stop us from trading. That does not stop us from trading. If you have it in your mind that your ability to analyze, your skill to analyze, you are very good at mathematics, and by so doing you cannot be wrong, it's not possible. It's not possible. There is nobody. If you are looking for perfection in this space, if you are looking for, you want to be right all the time, if that is your nature, then it's going to be a little bit difficult. This this endeavor, this forex market, it's not just forex market, like trading in general, it refines you. So if you are a perfectionist, it makes you understand that you cannot be a perfectionist in this field. Like it makes you to be a balanced person, because you come to realize that in this life there are chances of failure just like there are chances of success. So there are two sides, like two sides of the coin. So it helps you to be balanced. It helps you to see life from two sides. It helps you to see perspective from two sides. And the reason is simple, because nobody can say with 100% certainty that this will play out or this will play out. No, that's not possible. And this market is not also different. So one of the way, or one way in which we can reduce this uncertainty so as not to allow it to cripple us in this journey, is accepting the fact that the journey we are about embarking on is a journey that is filled with uncertainty. Yes, we accept that. We accept that, and when we are wrong, we don't beat ourselves too much. We don't beat ourselves too much. No, we know that that is the game. That is the game. Another point we want to keep in mind is, okay, now we understand that it's uncertain, the outcome is not 100% certain, and what can we do about it? The next step is for us to prepare. Is to prepare. They say the second step to reducing the risk of the unknown is to be prepared. It's like a doctor who wants to go to a theater. A doctor, no matter how experienced he is in the field of maybe medicine, maybe he's a surgeon, maybe he's a neurosurgeon, or whatever it is, whatever he is or she is, every time he prepares or she prepares to go to the theater, he or she must still, anytime there is an operation about to go on or a surgery about to go on, he or she must still prepare. So the same thing applies to us. Yeah, we know that it's uncertain. What do we have to do? No matter how experienced you are in this field, what happens? You still have to prepare. What you have to do is, the ones that you don't know about, factors you don't know about, you don't bother yourself about it. The ones that you have control about, that is where you should focus your attention. For example, in this trading journey, or in trading forex, what are those factors you think we have control about? Number one, we are aware that there used to be news. There used to be news. Let me share something with you on the screen. I will share something with you. They call it forexfactory.com. This is where, look at this, forexfactory.com. I'm sure you can see my screen, right? Let me know if you can see my screen. This forexfactory.com, this is where you get the news that affects the market. Last class I was talking about, if you have a level, if you have identified a level and you want to trade a data point in that particular level or that particular region, if there happen to be a news, for example, today is Tuesday, right? Let me refresh my page. So today now, around today is Tuesday, around 12:30 a.m. there was news on Australian dollar, there was news on JPY, there was news around 2:59 there was news concerning US dollar. So this is what we are talking about. The news event, you have control over that, in the sense that you know when it's going to happen. These events here, sometimes the news are so impactful that they can catapult the market to a point you never imagined it to go, and they can dump the market to an unimaginable point. They can catapult the market to a point that you cannot imagine it to get to, and they can dump the market to a point that you never imagine it to get to. So what we are saying is this: there are some events you don't have control over. Those events, you don't bother yourself. But the ones you have control over, you concentrate on those ones. You concentrate on those ones. News event is one of it. Upcoming news event is one of it. And what about, you also have control over your loss? You also have control over your loss. So if you can focus on what you have control over, the market news, your loss, how you can minimize your loss. You get it now? This will help you to reduce the uncertainty that comes with every trade. Now, the advantages, the advantage of, you know, the advantage of uncertainty sometimes. Let me put it that way. Sometimes when you don't know something, why it is true that for some people it's a big problem. They want, maybe by nature they want to know everything, but maybe by nature. But sometimes when you don't know everything too, it kind of, it makes you free. It makes you, it makes you less agitated for some people. So just as it is a challenge for some, it's not a challenge for others. So we would say it has its good and it has its own bad side. So you don't need to bother yourself about the uncertainty in the market. You don't need to bother yourself, because if you can stay prepared, if you can accept that yes, this journey we are about to go in, or this journey we have started, it's a journey filled with, uncertainty. I remember those days when I was working actively in the bank. I got tired of the job, and you know why I got tired of the job? Because we do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I got tired of the job. I can predict exactly what I'm going to work to do. At the time, I was not enjoying it. It comes with this. If you are doing a kind of job that you don't know what the next day presents, I find it very interesting and very intriguing, because there's this kind of a rush of adrenaline that comes into you every time you come to work. It makes you always, be on your guard. It makes you always be attentive. you know it activates you, it keeps you at alert, unlike when you are doing a job over. And it is the reason, personally, for me, I like trading, because there is this feeling that comes with not knowing, and I like the feeling. For me personally, I know maybe it's different from some of you. So, but the ones I'm able to control, which is my risk, I've accepted that. I put all things in place to mitigate my risk. That's fine. That's fine by me. Now, let's talk a little about, okay, the ones that we have control over, which is how can we now, the ones we have control over, what can we do about it, so that we don't get to lose too much money in this journey we have started, or we don't get to lose as much money as others are losing in this game. So there are some things we need to keep in mind. But there's a quote I want to read out for you. It say good judgment comes from experience. Good judgment comes from experience. So it means that it takes time. As you continue to practice and practice and practice, then you begin to make better decisions and better judgment. Good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from bad judgment. That's a quote from Jim Honing. So you get it now. So look at the two sides. Okay, you want to make good judgments, you want to make good decisions. How can you make this good decisions when you don't have experience? And how can you have experience when you have not been pierced or you have not been stabbed? When you have not been stabbed, you have not failed many times. You get it now. You've not felt it. So it's why I say that good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from bad judgment. So look at it from the two sides. So we want to try as much as possible to get things right, but there's no way you can get things right if you don't make mistakes along the journey. These are the things that will refine you, in this journey. Now let's talk about things that could help us to reduce or to mitigate loss. I remember we are talking about uncertainty. Okay, there are things we don't know. Okay, we don't bother ourselves about that. The ones we know, which is how we can control our risk, how the news impacts the market, and variables like that. How can we use this now to help us mitigate loss and to push ahead in this journey? Now, that brings us to what they call the 531 trading strategy. I don't know if you have heard of the 531 trading strategy. It's simple, it's not complicated. It's not complicated. The 531 strategy is just all about how you can streamline things. In the Forex pair, for example, there are many currencies you can trade. But the 531 strategy is encouraging or is employing that it is better that you streamline the currency pairs to only 5 currency pairs if possible, or even less. 5 currency pair if possible, or even less. And these 5 currency pairs, usually the ones that have massive volatility, massive liquidity, where a lot of billions are flowing. What we're talking about? We're talking about the Euro USD. We are talking about the GBP USD. We are talking about the USD JPY, Australian dollar USD, and the USD CHF. These 5 currencies, there's a lot of liquidity. There's a lot of trading happening there. So when we say 531 strategy, we are talking about how you can just select 5 pairs. 5 pairs. Okay. You're asking if I was recording. Yes. Someone was asking if I was recording. Please, are you recording? Yes, I'm recording. I hope that it comes out fine. I've been able to rectify the OBS issue I had the other time. So I'm recording. Okay, so talking about that 531. So the 531, the initial 5, we are talking about streamlining your currency to only 5. Leave the rest. Or it could be that you are the one by yourself, as a result of the time on the chart, you have discovered that, okay, these 5 pairs, they are okay for me. I want to be trading these 5 pairs. Just identify those 5 pairs and concentrate on them. The benefit for doing that is it will help you understand their behaviors. It will help you understand their patterns, and it will help you understand the trend. So you don't have to bug yourself with so much, trying to research so much of what's wrong with this dog, for heaven's sake. Why is it now you choose to bark? Okay. So it will help you get a better understanding of the behaviors of these assets. It will help you monitor their patterns and their trend. You see? So that's why it is suggested that if possible, have 5 pairs. Like me, I trade only just 2 pairs, to be honest with you, or sometimes maybe 3 max. I don't trade more than 3 pairs. I trade euro. Sometimes I trade this JPY, and sometimes I trade Bitcoin. Just very little, because the ability for you to make market, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to trade all. No. The honest truth is that you can choose to trade 1 pair and you still make money more than someone who is trading 10. That's the honest truth. So it really doesn't matter. So 5 in this case signifies isolating, identifying 5 pairs you could trade. Remember, we are talking about uncertainty, how the ones the ones you can control, the ones you can control, how to reduce uncertainty. Don't bother yourself about what you cannot control. What you can control is what you should focus on. What you can control is your risk. What you can control is the news. You cannot control the news, but you can see the effect of the news in real time, and it can influence your decision as to whether to buy, to go into a trade, or to stay off a trade. That's why to some extent you have control of that. One way we can also reduce uncertainty is by imbibing strategies that will help you to mitigate risk. And one of those strategies is what we have talked about, is the 5-3-1 strategy. The 5, which means identifying some assets, some currency pairs that are tradable, that have high volatility, high liquidity. It's where all the money, most of the money are flowing. That means you have chances at every given time to make money. Not more than 5. Not more than 5, because once it's more than 5, then you begin to learn too much of everything, and maybe you will not become a specialist in any one at all. So it's why we say it's better to stick to 5. And the 3, what does the 3 stand for? The 3 represents develop 3 diverse trading strategy. In this forex market, they will tell you that, oh, use this method, it's making money. Use this method, you can make money with it. Use this method, you can make money with it. The gospel truth is that yes, you can make money from all of it. You can make money from all of it. Nobody is disputing that. But you are able to make money from all of it. Does it necessarily mean you should use all of it? The answer is no. The more you try to make this complicated in this space, from my experience, from the little experience I have, you will lose. The more variables you try to consider in this space, the more losses you will get. The more variable you try to consider, the more handicapped you will be, in the sense that you will not even know what decision to take because the variables are too much. So it's the reason why you have been encouraged to just stick to 3 trading strategy. In the last class, yesterday or so, we talked about how you can identify with potential buy spots when we are talking about the higher highs and the higher lows. Unfortunately, we couldn't record that class. That is one very perfect strategy some people use to make money, both in the crypto space and in the forex space. They wait for the events to play out, and once it plays out, they get in and they hit it big. Even if it is in the next 2-3 months that event play out again, then they will wait. So what we are saying is, some people have just 3 of that bullets in their gun, 3 of that strategy in their gun. Yes, encourage you, don't have more than 3. It's recommended, because the more you have, the more you lose. Take it, that is how it works. The more you have, the more you lose. The less you have, the less patient you are, the more you are able to execute, the more you win. And lastly, what does the 1 stand for? The 1 stands for what? Trade at a specific time of the day. It's funny. When you trade at a specific time of the day, that is the best form of trading. You wake up in the morning. There are different sessions. We have the London session. We have the Tokyo session. We have the, if you can remember some of those sessions, Joe, please, you can put it on the chat. Let me mention. I don't have most of them on my, but I know the session we trade most times is the London session, and that's 7:30. That's 8:30 Nigerian time. 8:30 a.m. Nigerian time. We wake up in the morning, 8:30. Myself and Mr. Job, we look at the chart. Based on our analysis, we go into the market. That's one of our strategy. We don't have more than 3 strategy. If it is even up to 3, that's it. You get it now. So we choose one One day, one time of the day, one time of the day. So if you are able to do this, don't forget we are talking about how to reduce uncertainty in the market, how to reduce uncertainty. You get it now? How to comb, how to fight, how to reduce that feeling of uncertainty. These are what you need to do. First, we talked about acceptance, we talked about preparedness. Now we are talking about strategy. Choose few currencies, like 5. 3 strategy, and trade one time of the day. If you do this, it will reduce the fear, the uncertainty that is always there when you're about to take or execute a trade. So, I would like to get feedback from you if you have been able to pick 1 or 2 points from this my simple sermon. So let me hear from you. What do you think? Does it make sense? Have you used any of these before? How has it proven to be? Has it proven to be? Have you seen success in it? If you have used any one of it before, you can drop a chat. You can drop a chat. You can drop a chat. How Mr. Job has left. I think he's having issue with his network. So I hope to get feedback. Just drop a chat if it makes any sense to you at all. Maybe you can just use the thumbs up, or any of those sticker or something like that. Ah, okay. Only one person. So the rest people, you have not been following up, or you have not been hearing me well. I'll be how. Aha, okay. Okay, Bright says he has left Forex a long time ago. Yes, yes. Yes, it's understandable. It's understandable. It's understandable. I It appears that there are some people on the queue. I forgot to admit them. Abi? Okay, or is it chat? Oh, sorry. Yeah, you hope to be good again. Yes. The truth of the matter is, yes, you can be good again. I think one of the challenge we all face, even myself I face. Sometimes I do face it, I must be honest with you. I don't want to come out and pretend that I use all of this, or I don't make mistakes along the line. No, I don't. I remember last week or 2 weeks ago, I was talking with Mr. Job. Oh, Mr. Job is no longer on this call. Okay. I was talking with Mr. Job. You know, I got carried away trading a particular currency. I lost the first time. I lost, and that was supposed to be the end of the trade. But you see, I'm a human. What happened? I decided to take the trade again. And before you know, I was already being controlled. I did not know when I took 3 trades extra, something I was not supposed to do. And at a point, I just start my head like, Jude, what's wrong with you? Stop this. Don't do this anymore. And immediately, I just exited the market. So what I'm trying to say is, sometimes the human nature, the human part of us get the better part of us. And that's why when we keep talking about this over and over and over again, it sinks into us. So for Bright, you lost a whole lot of money. Margin call wahala. If you joined our class yesterday, wisdom, you can testify to what was said yesterday. Now you should not be losing money trading forex. I keep saying that. You should not be losing money trading forex, and this is what I mean. Okay, this is 8:06. Our class ends by 9. I will just respond to some of the chat here for like between now and 8:15 or 8:20. Then we can pull up a chart and start. We'll just go into technical, one or two things we need to look at. Now, so for Bright, you don't have to lose money again. I will share my experience with you. I don't trade forex with my money. Yes, I don't trade forex with my money. I join classes like this, I get the training I need. Then I get into organization. There are some organizations that they just want to see that you are good at trading. And what happens? They give you money to trade. I got into challenge. I subscribed. Yes, I paid money to subscribe. Yes, maybe that is the only money even if I lose the account, that is the only money I will lose. I paid money to subscribe. I paid how much? $43. I got into the organization and they said, okay, Jude, you say you can trade. Okay, we will test you. And they gave me a challenge. They gave me a 5,000 demo account. What happened? I passed the first stage, I passed the second stage. What happened? And they gave me a $5,000 real funds, tradable funds. And the arrangement is whatever money you make, we split it 80-20%. So the question is, even if eventually I do something stupid with that money and they take that account from my hand, how much have I lost? I've lost only the money I used to subscribe, which is $40. And believe me, I can have that account for the next 3, 4, 5 months, making money with their money just by subscribing, and just as a result of my technicals. I mean, a little knowledge I have of the market. Does that make sense to you, Mr. Bright? We don't have to use your money to trade. Me personally, I don't support people using their hard-earned money to trade, because I mentioned it the last time in class. You cannot make that life-changing money with your $500, $1,000, $2,000. You cannot. If you are looking for that life-transforming money, you need to get a skill where you work with an organization that can give you. I was telling them in the last class, my target is to have at minimum of $20,000 account, 2 of such an account. And imagine controlling a $20,000 account. How much will it cost me to get a $20,000 account? I will pay for the challenge. I know that I'm only losing that money if I lose the account. It's still, to me, it's still better than having to put my hard-earned $1,000. That 1,000 like 1.6 million naira. I put it on Forex with the hope that's going to generate money, and after like 2-3 months, everything go down the drain. I will not be able to sleep, to be honest with you. So we don't advocate people using the hard-earned money to trade, and that's the reason why we set up this training, so that you can be equipped with some of these basic technical. The honest truth is that it's not as complicated. Yes, it is complicated, but in the midst of this complication, there are simplicity. There are simple approach to it that you can continue and steadily make money from this space. I tell you the truth. The question is, can we be patient to wait for those events to play out? If you can be patient, if by nature God has blessed you with patience, then this game is for you. I tell you that you will make money that you yourself, you will not imagine that you make money just with your technical and your patience. That's all you need. That's all you need. You don't need too many stuffs. You don't need too many stuffs. So okay, welcome, Job. So that is what we advocate. So here, what we are trying to do, our mission, I don't think we have ever mentioned our mission to you. Our mission is to empower you technically to the best that we can, to the best that this Google platform and all of that, since it's not a live class, it's not like a physical class, to the best we can here. Our mission is to empower you with such technical skill, and to ensure that this first batch we are doing of like 3 months or 4 months, we want to see how like 2 persons here or 3 persons here, we can assist them to the point whereby they can get funded, they can take that challenge, and we work together as a team, and we help you pass those challenges. Yes, why it is true that you've not gotten to the apex of your technicals, yes, but we are there to help you get to that challenge, whereby even if it's 3 persons or 2 persons, we can be say yes. Because what is the use of teaching technicals when at the end of the day we cannot say, okay, 1 person out of this class was able to get a $5,000 account to start trading? Or don't you think that's the best selling point we can ever have? Is to see how we can empower 1, 2, or 3 persons from this class, help you guys get into those challenges, and eventually get an account for yourself and start making this money little by little for yourself. That's the aim. Although it's going to cost a little, time is money now. We too, we must feel all right small now. So it might cost you a little token for the extra class. For those of you who choose that, okay, I want to have a $5,000 account, I want to pay for it, I want to pay for a $10,000 account, you pay, and we see how we work together to ensure that you pass and you get that account running, and you start making money from it. You say you hope you are one of the three, but yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, I'm certain of that. Now is not time to lose money. At least not in Nigeria. Not in Nigeria. There's too much. To get money is difficult, so we cannot be losing. We can't be losing money like that. So I understand. I understand. A lot of people have lost money. We too, we have lost. But to be honest with you, we have not lost. We got the scope quick enough, so I wouldn't say we've lost so much. Personally, for me, I wouldn't say we've lost so much in the forex market. No, me, I have not, because I got someone who tutored me, who helped me out, and the person is Mr. Job. He's here with you. Mr. Job has been a source of inspiration to me in this journey. He has been in this journey for 5 years. At least me now, this is my third year into the journey, and we have been together for that 5 years, trying to figure things out in this space. And I know we are getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. So we want to give me 1 second. I think I have. There's a chat. Let me quickly get this chat. 1 second, please. We want to go into technicals now. Uh, okay. Okay. So for the technicals now, we want to look at. Well, I'm going to be sharing the screen now. I'm going to be sharing my screen. So we are going straight to trading view. Please, have you downloaded trading view? For Mr. Bright, you are just joining us, so you I don't know if you have trading view. Trading view is the platform we use to analyze charts. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. Aha, okay, fine. You will download it now, fine. Okay, so if you can see my screen, let me know. If you can see my screen, yeah, okay, thanks for the response. Obi Wisdom, okay, fine. Okay, so today we talked about, let me just quickly talk about a recap of what we talked. The trading will be, aha, okay. Job, I got your points now. Yep. Okay, so now this was what we talked about last time. Although it's going to drag us back, I hope that this 45 minutes will be sufficient for us to do what we got to do, but let's just see how far we can go. So we talked about laddering, or what we call lower lows. Well, you can check that out on Google later, but this basically is what we mean. This basically is what we mean, and this is what some people just this alone are able to make good money from the market. Let me start. It's very visible here. Now look at this. This is the lowest point. This is the lowest point that was created, and another low was created, and maybe this is another low, or the test of this low. Now this is the next visible one. You getting it? This is the next visible one, right? Now, this is what we mean. Some people, I was mentioning how patience in the markets can make some people bastard money or good money. I don't want to use the terms we know about bastard money. Now, imagine someone who saw that this is a low. It's a lower low. It created another low. And now when this move was coming down, this one was created and the move went up. And now it came back to test this first place and it went deeper inside of it. What will some people do? You see these points, this region, then they will buy from this region. They will buy from that region and just see how when imagine someone who was patient enough to wait for this move until it got to this lowest point. And now what happens? He buys. Hold on, please. Someone, it's a message on the group. Please can you use a thick line with a higher front? So okay. Thanks. Yep, thanks. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, now let me go back. I forgot that I'm sharing screen. Okay, so I will use a thicker line. Let me use 3. Is the line clear enough? Let me know if the line is clear enough, please. Okay. Angola, you can speak, please, if you want to.
Yeah, we can see it. The line is clearer. It's
Okay.
clearer now
Okay.
compared to the before. Yeah.
Before. Okay, fine. Thanks for the, yeah. All right, thanks for drawing my attention to that. So now, imagine someone identify these points. Someone identified these points as the initial low. This is the low point. And now the person was patient enough. The person saw this move go up. He didn't panic. This happened in, forget about that, it's 1973. This happened on the 2nd of July. And the person was able to wait until September, 1 month after. You see, 1 month after. Patience is a virtue. It is in this crypto space I realize that patience is a virtue. I wish I can develop that quality more. Now the person waited until this move came, tested this thing back, and came deeper inside of it and created another base. It created another base, which is this. You see the second line? And now the person is monitoring. And the minute this thing created another base, what happened? The person decided to enter a buy order from this point. A buy order from this point. And just look at how massive the move went. And the person waited patiently. And the person waited. Even if the person took out his profit here, he's still in profit. Even if the person took out his profit, even if the person took out his profit here, if he had bought here, if he took out his profit here, he's at 14%. Bank will not give you that. Now imagine the person was patient enough to take out his profit somewhere around here. We are talking about 26%. This is a whole lot of money. Patience. Now, the person, after taking out his profit, he saw the move going up. He no mind. He's still very composed because he knows that anything that goes up will come down in the forex market. And it came down, and it came down, and it came down. What happened? It came down. Remember, this was the second point. It came below the second point and created another point. The person again from this point, what happened? the person bought again from this point. From this point, the person bought again from this point. This is what we call laddering on the downside. This is like, look at, it's creating a ladder point. Ladder point number one, number two. It's like a ladder, ladder, ladder. So for each ladder point that is created on the downside, is always an opportunity to buy. It is always an opportunity to buy. For each ladder that is created on the downside, look at it. Look at the ladder that was created here. It's always an opportunity to buy. And remember when we were talking about, that is why if you have just 5 currency pairs or 3, you will be able to monitor what is happening every now and then. You don't have to stress yourself. You are just looking at the 3 charts. Yes, 1 month you are looking at it, 2 months you are looking at it. People are making money, small money, but you are not concerned about the small money. You are concerned about the big money. And when the event happen, this is how some people make money. This is the dollar index. In the crypto market, Bitcoin, if I go to Bitcoin now, you will see it there. If you go to Bitcoin now, you will see it there. Look at on the weekly time frame. Look at what happened here. This one is visible here. Look at this. A low was created here, a visible one. Now we are concerned about the visible one. A visible one was created here, a visible low point was created here. Right? Now, the person waited. Another visible one was created here. Once this one was created here, the person initiated a buy order. The person initiated a buy order and the move went. Look at, gave a decent amount of profit before eventually, it collapsed. Look at it. It made a decent amount of profit, about 33%. Before eventually, what happened to the move? It sliced all those points like a knife of butter inside the bread. And now what happened next? It came again. Even from here, we could even say, even from here, this is a visible one. It created a visible one here. It came again. Even though the profit here was not much, it created another visible one here. And it started ranging and went below it a bit. And from this point, look at the massive move up. Look at it. So what I'm trying to say is, by just this simple technical, some people are making money without even knowing the nitty-gritties, without even knowing too much about technicals, just using lower lows. As it applies on the downside, that is how it applies on the upside. If you look at the upside, what happens? Now we can see, let's see if we can get a sample here. Look at this. This is another one. Look at this point here. Look at another point here. Ladder point number 2, ladder point number 3, ladder point number 4. Just look at it. So if this event had played out, and you saw this one, you get it now. You saw, hold on, let me check my chart. Yeah. You saw this one creating another. This is a high. And now this is the low point of this high. So it's why we call it the higher lows. Are you getting it now? This is the low point of the high. It's why we call it the higher low. This is another lower point of the high. So it keeps creating higher lows. You see? So some people, just by this knowledge alone, once they see that this event has played out, This thing, get out of my chart now. Once they see that this event had played out, they see that this first event had played out, they will wait. This event happened when? Monday, March 11. Yeah, we'll talk about the higher highs. This event happened March 11. You see, March 11. The next one was when? April 8th. You see, almost a month. And the next one was what? May 20. More than a month. And the next visible one was what? July. 3 months later. They will wait patiently for this event. They will wait patiently for this event. And what happened? They will take their shots. And every time they take their shots, it is always massive profit. It's not mini, little profit. Massive profits. They will wait for that event. We will talk about this. When you see something like this, this is a lower low. This is a lower low. Sorry, this is a higher low. Remember, as these things keep laddering, laddering down, if the next candle does not come and ladder down like this one now, look at this now. Look at this. This was supposed to be the next one. But for any reason, if this one fails, this one here, if it fails, my brother, you want to be in trades like this. You want to be in trades like this. You want to be in trades like this. I tell you. Because if this one here fails, believe me, all this one, it will look like they never existed. All of this, it will look like they never existed. In most cases, it will slice through it like you are slicing hot knife maybe on a bread. It will slice through it and give you crazy profits, just like what happened here. It's going to blast up like crazy. So just by this knowledge alone, this is what we call, we've talked about the higher lows, we've talked about from the base, we've talked about the, where was that? We've talked about the lower lows. You get it now? We talked about the lower lows. Now what about the lower highs? The lower highs is something like this too. Something like this. Let's look at this as an example. The lower highs now. This is a visible base. This is another visible base. This is another visible base. Lower. This is the high point, a higher point of this low. So it's a lower high. This is another visible point of this base. This is another visible point of this base. You see? So it keeps laddering up. This time around, it keeps laddering up. It never gets to invalidate the last point. But paraventure, this thing invalidates. If this one invalidates and it ranges, in most cases, it will slice this one down as like they don't exist. In most cases, or let me say, in a good number of time. Just like what happened here. That's how it happens. That's what will happen on the base now. You see the thing now. So then there is also what we call the higher highs. When the higher highs are being created. Sorry, please. Let me see if I can get something visible on the charts. Okay. So look at this, for example, now. Let's see if we can see something much on the daily time frame. Look at this, for example. Look at this chart. Look at these points. It's clearly visible. Look at this next one. Clearly visible. Look at this next one. So it keeps going. it keeps going, and maybe the next move now, maybe the next move on this asset on BTC, maybe sometime we will come and create another one above. That's how it works. And it comes down again, and that is just how, it's the circle works. So we talked about this last class. What we want to talk about. So we want you now to pull your trading view. Is there a YouTube channel? No, for now there's no YouTube channel, but what I intend to do is the recording for the class for today, I will upload it on YouTube. There is a YouTube channel, but there are no videos there yet. So I will upload this on the YouTube channel. Maybe tomorrow I will give it a try. So we will share the link here on the group, on our channel here, on our WhatsApp channel, so that you can go to the YouTube channel and watch what we've talked about. Is that okay? Okay. Thank you too. I hope that you guys are benefiting little from what I am showing you. Please let me know if you are benefiting small from it, little by little. Okay. So now let's look at yes, let's look at something else today. Let's look at something else today. We have like 30 minutes more or thereabouts. Let's look at something else today. We want to talk about order blocks. What are order blocks? Let's see if the timeline matters. The timeline, if you are talking about timeline, time frame, right? Time frame, yes. If you look at my screen rather, the time frame relativity, I think it has basically to do with the strength. Okay, we will use the order block as an example. What is an order block? Let's see if we can get something on Google first. Order block. Let's see if we can get something on order block first. Okay, so what are order blocks trading is a trading strategy that involves identifying areas on the chart where large orders have been placed by institutional traders. So you say an order block is a price level where multiple market participants either want to buy or sell. You get it now? Okay. So basically, look at this. Sometimes it could be in your chart, it could be red or it could be blue. It could be red, or we will choose to use blue. Mr. Job, if you are available and if you can speak, you can add to my explanation. But I'm going to use a very simple, I'm just going to use the chart to explain it. So look at this. Let's look at on a monthly time frame, for example. You see this candle. You see this blue candle. If you go, some people it's going to be red, depending on what you are using. You see this candle here. This candle here. This candle here. I'm sure you can see it very well. It's bold enough, right? Okay. So if this move is looking at coming down sometime in the future, this order block here, this whole order block, starting from 1 second. Starting from this point, this whole region, is what we call the order block. So what it means is, you see all these points like this could be a point where, while this move is coming, it could reverse. It could reverse the move, because here is considered a major point of interest. Mr. Job, are you? Yeah, exactly. This block like this simple block like this block you are seeing, you'll be shocked to know that there are ranges upon ranges upon ranges inside of this block alone. And Mr. Job, before now, we are supposed to talk about how these candles are formed. How are they formed? These candles are formed from as little as the 1 minute. This is a full monthly candle. This blue candle is a full monthly candle, but its formation begin from as little as the 1 minute, if there's anything even smaller than 1 minute time frame. So now what we are going to do is this. I'm going to circle this. 1 second, please. I'm going to circle these points. Oh, why is this thing doing like this? Don't want to give me. I'm going to circle these points. Now, let's now see on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, look at it here. This is it. You can see that on the weekly time frame, you can see ranges. This is like range number 1, range number 2, let's put it that way, right? Now when we go deeper daily, what happens? On the daily, you see all those regions. Now you can see this is a range. You can see another smaller range here. If you go down in time frame, you see that this is a range. There are ranges here. There are ranges here. So what we are saying is, if we continue to go down, we'll just make the whole chart look messed up. Let's just leave it here. So what we are saying is, this simple or single candle you are seeing here, this single candle you are seeing here, this other block you are seeing here, this one, from here down to the bottom, there are many ranges upon ranges upon ranges inside, that when this move is reversing, this region, some people, I'm not going too deep into technicals, because even if you know all the technical, if you know these and know the, it doesn't guarantee profitability. Some people, just by trading this order block on a higher time frame, because of the strength, some people will just wait. Whichever year it gets to this point, this is where they will put their order. And once it gets to this point, what happens? It reverses and they are in profit, and they are off the trade. They are okay. They take their profits and they are okay. They are done. Don't forget that just as oh, this thing does not want to. Sometimes this trading view, sometimes you think you have pressed something, but you don't know you have not pressed something. Okay, let's go a little deeper into the weekly, for example. Let's go to the daily. let's see if let's even see one other block that was at play. Let's see another block that was at play. Let's check dollar index in the 15 minutes time frame, on the 1 hour time frame rather. The 1 hour time frame. Look at this. Okay, let's okay. Now, if you see that on my chart, I have a sell order at this region. Let me take this region off. This is a 1 hour time frame on dollar index DXY. So what I'm saying is that when this move, what I'm saying is that I am ready to sell when this DXY rises to this point. There is an interest here for me. When DXY comes here, I will take a sell order or a short order, predicting that these points would reverse the move back to the downside and put me in profit. Do we understand that? So this is how some people use the order block. Some people use the order block as a means for decision making when they're about to go into sell order or a buy order. So this is a clear order block on the 1 hour time frame. This is a visible order block on the 1 hour time frame. Later on, maybe when Mr. Job will be in class, he's going to explain in details how each of these candles are formed. How each of these candles are formed. Like in a 1 hour, for example, look at this candle now. Look at this 1 hour candle now. Look at this 1 hour candle. How many 15 minutes is inside this 1 hour candle? How many 15 minutes? That means there will be 4, right? 4 15 minutes. If we go to the 15 minutes time frame, you will see that 1 2 3 4, all these 4 candles, 15 15 15 15, they make up the 1 hour. They make up this 1 hour. Mr. Job will explain to you in details when in class, maybe sometime tomorrow, or sometimes maybe during streaming or whenever it's convenient for him. So yes, each of these candles, there are ranges beginning from the 1 minute time frame to 5 minutes to 15 minutes. Ranges are created, and that is why when the move is coming down, that region, because ranges are being created in that region, it's not easy to break that region. And that is the reason why some people have their orders in that particular region, because they speculate based on the data point that that point will serve as a point of reversal. For example, this point now, they will say this whole region will serve as a point of reversal to the upside. Peradventure the move comes here. Here we look to hold the move so that it does not break below it and it continues to succeed the move to the upside. So some people will use here as their point of interest. They are just interested in buying in this region, buying in this region, buying in this region, buying in this region. That's what they do. And eventually, if they get the card played right, they get to be in profit when the move is going up. I need to drink water. Sorry. I'm kidding. My matter, it killed me. Okay. So, I believe that we've talked about the higher highs, higher low. We've talked about the other blocks. as we move on, because it's almost 1 hour 30 minutes, almost 8:50 now, so that we can have time to talk one or two questions. As we progress, you will get to see how during streaming, time will come whereby you will be the one opening your phones for us or your laptop for us, sharing your screen with us, and we're looking at these things together, and you will be learning from it. Because now, as I'm talking, everything will still look somehow to you, but I know that we will get to that time where you will even be the one to be sharing your screen like this for us, and will say, okay, this is this, this is this, this is this, while you keep learning. I know that that time will come, but just have it in mind that the higher highs, the higher lows, the lower highs and the lower lows, these are data points that people use to influence their decision as to whether they are buying or they are selling. Order block is another data point that people use to determine whether they will take the trade for a short or for a long. As we progress in class, we get to see in practice how these things work in real time. So, I will stop today. I will leave Mr. Job to conclude the lecture, and thereafter we will, if you have any question if you have any question, we can talk about it if there's still time. Otherwise, you can ask it on the group chat so that we get to answer your questions there. Yes, Mr. Job, you have the floor. Mr. Job, if you are muted, we can't hear you.
Okay.
Yep.
So can you
We can hear you now. Hello? Hello?
hear
Oh, your network is bad. We can't hear you again. Hello?
can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry, my network is really bad right now. The location where I am. That's the reason why um, I could not really speak in the class, but I've been following up. So um, yeah, so we are almost the class will soon end. So I think it ends by 9. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So please, I just want to wrap up, the class. Um, so I think today we learned about um, starting from uncertainty and probability, right? So just as a reminder for those that were not in the class, or just to as a summary, I want to give a floor because I just want to hear people's voice here. Let me give a floor. Let me ask a question. Can anybody here tell me something that is certain, like anything in the world that is certain, that's like it's just certain? It's a question to all. Can you give me anything that is 100% certain? If you can, please. Okay. So you can speak, please. Just unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah, you can speak.
Just unmute and speak.
Yeah, Temitope, you can speak.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening. Oh, my name is Tayo. I think the only thing that is certain in this world is only God's prophecies. Apart from that, nothing else in this life, nothing at all is certain. Everything has to do with uncertainties and
Okay.
probabilities.
Yeah. I think I agree with you on that. Don't know if anybody also has the same opinion or contrary opinion. Anybody? Okay. So Okay. Same opinion. Okay. So it seems we a lot of us here agree that nothing in life is certain, right? So some of us here might not be that religious, right? Some of us here might be religious too. So if you're not that religious, maybe you don't agree with Tayo, one of the students here. I think you will agree with me on a very neutral ground that our life is not certain, right? The life we are living currently is not certain, right? Because if it were certain, you wouldn't hear stories like, oh, he went to work to look for, he went to work, then, he had an accident and is dead. It's no more. But you wouldn't hear something like, all those type of strange stories about how people lose their lives. So if our life, which in a way is the ultimate, really, that's all we know. If it's not certain, right? Means nothing else really can be certain because so the same is true in the game of trading. It's more like a a picture perfect or perfect picture of the real life. Yeah, that's exactly how it's simulation. I really call it a life simulation. That's what I call trading, life simulation. Yeah. So I think that's just all I want to say about the game. It's when you say uncertainty, it also means probability. It goes much deeper. There's much deeper layer into it when it comes to psychology, when it comes to technicals. There's much deeper layer into probability and uncertainty. Yeah, there is no mathematics involved here, please. If you think, oh, I don't know my probability, we used to do it back then in school. No, no, you're not doing anything here when it comes to mathematics. It's just common sense that is not common we'll be applying. So that's all I will say about certainty and probability. So I think the next thing we talked about in this lecture today um, is higher lows, lower lows, and higher lows, right? So all those things they are called laddering. It's a topic too. There's a much deeper layer to it. I think laddering should be in maybe in the advanced section and also even in the professional section. There's a much deeper level to it because, okay, you know what? Let me just ask you a question. You might have wondered when the instructor here was saying something that when you have this ladder, this ladder, then the next one you can buy it. You must have wondered, like, how would I know if this one will hold? Like, how would I know? Like, how? Well, that's why I said there's a much deeper layer to it, right? Yeah. So when it comes to risk, there's a deeper layer to understanding if I should get in or get out. And when it comes to psychology too, there's a deeper level if I should get in or get out or stay off. And when it comes to technicals too, there's also a deeper level to the understanding if I should get in, get out, or stay off, right? So you really get to know, okay, fine, this is the next point I should get in. Let me wait for it, right? Oh, you know what? Let me stay out from this thing. Other opportunity will come. So there's a much deeper level to it. But yeah, that's a very, very good way for you to know to make an informed decision, right? Right. So as much as possible, what we are trying to do here is we are trying to remove the uncertainties, right? We're trying to remove the uncertainties, the variables. Okay, yeah, I think he also mentioned about it that there are many things that is uncertain, right? There are a lot of uncertain variables, and there are also some certain variables too. Look at it more like um you have pieces of a puzzle, like all these pieces this you use in a puzzle. Look at it that some of those pieces are um variables that are certain, variables you can know. Why there are also some variables too that you can't know, right? So won't it be good if you can know the variables that you can know? Then, since there are other variables you can't know, you can't control, like it's not under your control, just forget about it. It's not important. It's just like, how do I explain? Can you control the decisions that will be made or that are made in the House of Senate or House of Rep? Can you control it, even if it affects your business? Please, I just need an answer to this question. The decisions made in the House of Senate and House of Rep, can any one of us control it, even if it affects our business? Can I just get a response on it? Okay, so Shule said no, sir. Yeah. You would agree with me, some people back then in Lagos, because I reside in Lagos, when the Okada business was really booming, right? People really invested in Okada and they bought hundreds of it. But in Lagos, when the law came that Okada can no longer apply the expressway, that was a total crash. And, in the business, police started arresting Okada. Lots of havoc was committed during that period. And anybody that has hundreds of Okada would want to sell the Okada at a very much cheaper price. And really, that's the end of the business. So just one law affected his business, crumbled everything down. So that's a variable you can control. The same thing applies to trading. Please note that word trading is is the perfect simulation of real life. Please knows that word, a picture perfect of the real life. So I think that's all we can say. Okay, order block two was talked about, right? So yeah, that was exactly how order block. There's a lot more about it, about which order block should I use now, because I'm seeing lots of order blocks on these charts. Like, so which one should I use? Should I use this? Should I use that? Should I use it? Should I use that? So you are going to be, when you have such thoughts, it means you have not taken out many of the known variables. So when you take out many of the known variables, you'll be left with just the unknown variables. Then making decision is much, much easier for you. So the reason why you're still confused, or you might be confused when you go back to your chart now and look, this is another block. You said this is another block. If I go to the 1 hour, I see another block. If I go to the daily, I see another block. If I go to the weekly, I see another block. If I go to the 15, I see another block. If I go to which of these other blocks should I even use? Yes. So as you progress in this institute, you are going to learn many of these variables, known variables actually, and also the unknown variables will be talked about. But since you can't control them, just you don't need to do anything about that. People still do businesses and are making money from their businesses without with the unknown variables that there are in the world, like governmental laws and all of that. There's a way they try to also make decisions and they make profits and their business is booming, right? So if that's the case, the same thing applies to trading too. So it's 9 o'clock. I think at this point, I will say thank you all for joining the lecture. So any brief question, let's just entertain one or two questions, please.
Any question? Okay, right. Can go on.
Sorry, I'm just coming in. My network just went blank. All right, but I want to just confirm something. How long will this class take? That's as in how many days? Because as the training was going on, I was just getting flashbacks and flashbacks of all the trainings I got before going into trading some like 5 or 6 years ago. So I'm loving everything. I think things are coming back to my head a little bit. But how long will the training take so that I'll be preparing my mind to always meet up with the time?
Okay, Job, you want to answer that?
Okay, let me give part of the answer to this. I think my the next instructor will give the next part to it, maybe the one that didn't come to my mind. Well, thank you for saying you are loving it. I think that's a good feedback that we appreciate. That's one. So, as to the duration of the academy, one thing you should notice, we are starting up, right? We are just starting up. And I really, so if you really observe, you observe that even the curriculum to some extent, we are just not really following it to the exact, right? Um, this is because we are just starting up and we're trying our best to put things in place. A lot of things are being done um, at the back end, right? A lot of work is being done on the back. A lot of decisions, how to serve everybody here better and to dispense information to the fullest, right? So we are looking at this running for 4 months. 4 months. No charge. You're not charged anything. The training will not cost you anything to buy anything, right? You're not buying anything. You are not subscribing to anything. Nothing, nothing. But there is a but. Also, just to add to it, we are not going to be hiding anything from you, right? Because why would we? Like, why would we? We don't need to hide anything from you. So just so you know that okay, it seems these people are just giving us this free training, they won't give us the main, like I mean, the juice. They won't give it to us. Then later on, at the end of the 4 months, they will say, okay, oh, for you to get to the professional level, you have to pay so amount. We're not doing that. We're going to be teaching you every single thing, even to the professional level for you to you'll be trained, just the way you when like as a novice you get into the army, then you become trained, like your weapon, your brain, your mind, everything will become like a weapon for you to attack an enemy. That's exactly how you be trained in this academy. The tools will be handed to you, your mind will be worked on. Yeah, you have very much untrained mind, right? Your mind will be worked on under the psychology part, the beginner to the advanced to the professional psychology, right? So 4 months, just to answer your question, is what we are looking at. We don't know if things will change in the future, but for now, 4 months, no fees, no subscription, nothing, nothing. But we have monetary motive, right? So maybe my second might explain that.
Sorry, Job, I didn't get the last word you used.
I said, but we have monet as in monet to monetize, like
Okay,
monetization system,
okay,
at the long run,
yeah,
but yeah, so you explain more on that.
yeah. So, Bright, that's a good question. The intention is to train people for free. We are not hiding anything. If you join the last class, okay, I don't think you were around the last class. We suffered a whole lot to figure out some stuffs in this market, and we don't think it's nice for you guys. It's true we don't know. We might not know some of you. We might know some of you personally, but we don't think it's a nice thing losing because the feeling of losing is not always nice. Even though it is true that we are in the game where losing is part of the game, but when you lose as a result of knowledge gap, it's very painful. It's very painful. To me, it's very painful. You cannot compare to someone who was helped to fill that knowledge gap and did not lose as much as the latter lost because of lack of knowledge gap. So it's the reason why whatever gap that exists, we are trying so hard to fill that gap so that even if the losses occurs, it's going to be minimal and it's all going to be done for free. Everything we'll be teaching in this institute, there are things that have been back tested, and that's why we are not going to teach you so many things. We are not going to teach you so many strategies. We are going to focus on workable strategies that we have seen that they have real success. We are going straight to the point. If we want to start giving you strategies upon strategy, maybe 4 months will not be enough. But 4 months is the original plan, Monday to Wednesday, and we have streaming classes during the weekends or sometimes during the week, as the case might be. Sometimes we could just myself and Mr. Job could just be on call and just like, you know what, let's look at the chart, and maybe we can drop the chart on the group and say, okay, we are streaming today, or we are on the chart today, anyone interested, join, so you can benefit from. So there will be arrangement like that, because every now and then we are always on the chart, always looking, always discovering things every now and then. So it's all going to be done for free of charge for these first 4 months. There is purpose for it. We want to first and see the mission. I mentioned the mission statement while I was in class. See if we can have 2 or 3 people assist them to the point whereby they can get an account of their own in any of these prop firms, and they can start trading. They have the skill, they have the knife and the yam, they slice it however they want. That's the objective generally. But over time, we intend to monetize it, because, like I mentioned, what brings the hearts of the worker happy is its reward, its wages. So over time, we tend to monetize it as time progresses. One of the way we want to monetize it initially is, I mentioned it earlier on, if you'll be interested in having a prop firm account, obviously maybe you still feel that you still need 1 or 2 guidance to help you pass the challenge, then that is where we come into the picture. You might need to pay a little sum of money so that we can take out of the no time that we have, we can create time and focus on you and see that we can help you to pass that your challenge. That is one angle of monetization. And as we begin to see our progress, as we progress in time, if we begin to see our success rate, then maybe there comes the monetization of, the training, just like this. But you guys don't have to bother yourself, because you will be the first set, so you are going to get it for free. Maybe the next set, if myself and Mr. Job and other people involved, if we still look into it and feel like, okay, why don't we just give it out for free for the next set, it's still subject to review. That's just the point. So in summary, it's a 4 months program, Monday to Wednesday, basically for 4 months. And we hope that within that 4 months we can talk so much, not so much irrelevant things, but so much of the important things that will make you succeed. And talking about, there's also an avenue for a mentorship, for a one-on-one training. Like, if you feel like, okay, the class is fine, but I think I want to progress faster, and you need a one-on-one mentoring, there's also an arrangement for that, and it comes with a small token. It comes with a small token. But we don't want you to bother yourself about uh, money, money, money for now. No, just focus on the training, get the skill needed, and we encourage you, if it is possible, if you have free money, if you, nobody has free money, but if you, it's just like some people who are in SS1 who decide to attempt jam class even from SS1 or SS2. You get the point. So we would even recommend that if it is possible, right from now, once you get, maybe like you're into 1 month or 2 months of the training, if you have some disposable funds that you know will not touch you, buy, subscribe to those accounts and start learning how to trade it. Maybe before the end of the 4 months of your training, you already have a full account to yourself, and you'll be controlling maybe like a $5,000 account or a $10,000 account. So you can see that the purpose of the training would have been achieved. Why some might choose to wait till the end of the training before they choose to, okay, let me attempt. Some during the training might say, you know what, who cares? If I lose, I lose. If I lose the account, I lose the account. I will just look for $40, and I will just try to get a $5,000 account, get into the challenge and pass the stage 1, pass the stage 2, do my KYC, and they give me my account. Maybe before the end of 4 months, I would have gotten a $5,000 account, and that would be almost about the same time that the school will be closing, like the session will be closing. So there are different ways you can go about it. But for now, don't concern yourself too much. This training is completely free for everybody for now who are joining this first batch. So does that answer your question, right? Mr. Bright, is your question answered? Are you still on the call? Okay, you're still on the call.
Yes, so yes, so yes, so question has been answered. Thank you so much, Mr. Job and Mr. Jude.
Job.
Hi, this is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I just pray I'm one of the three, and I pray I have one extra cash somewhere, so that before the end of the training, I can actually start trading live. I just pray that happens.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Wisdom, too. I got your message from the chat box. Thanks. Okay, so it's 9:12. So I think it's time for us to go and meet our family members. Those of us who have, all of us have family, maybe our wives, our kids. And if you want to take some beer, it's time to also go and take some beer. For those who love taking beer. Okay, so we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll continue the class tomorrow. Uh, God keep us alive and give us good health. All right, bye bye, everyone. Bye.